Hi Sydney, and happy Sunday. Sorry about the lighting. It's already in the evening, so I'm not getting any natural light like I normally do. So I had a very busy day today, and really altogether a very busy weekend. So I'm going to tell you about my weekend and some extra things that happened earlier than the weekend. So first of all, as you know, I was offered the job at South Coast Repertory Theater in their ticketing services and or box office. So I'm very excited about that. I have an interview this Tuesday at 11 a.m. 1 o'clock your time, with the rest of the managers and ticketing directors and everything to finally set that into stone. Yesterday was a stage management meet and greet over at one of our professors' homes, which was a lot of fun. He even went through the extent of finding a recipe and making vegan waffles for me, so I appreciate that. He also sent me that recipe, so I'll be making those soon. I might make a video about that. Depends on how hilarious it is when I make them. So after all of the meeting and greeting happened and everything, we all kind of sat in the living room and just had a little more of a meeting, business type meeting, and discussed what we were going to be doing. For auditions and for our teaching assistantships. For the auditions, which, by the way, let me explain to you how auditions work. There is First Act, which is for the graduate students only, which was today, which I'll tell you about that in a moment. But then there's the megas, the mega auditions, which we call the megas. It is 3 days of 6-hour blocks of auditions. And over the course of those 3 6-hour periods, we will see a total of, thus far, because registration for Tuesday and Wednesday are still open, 201 different auditions, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. So the way that it works is that the 3 days are cattle call auditions, and then we do callbacks later on throughout the week and weekend. I'm really looking forward to getting started with it. In fact, we already have. This evening I spent about 3 hours helping in the stage management office, just writing up signs and directions and letting everybody, all the directional signs that say, come this way for auditions. Quiet, please, auditions are in process. Please shut up. No, there's no lost and found. Stop asking. Don't forget to act. Things like that. So for those auditions, my job will be briefing. So essentially I'll gather the 5 actors that will go in. They don't all audition at the same time, but 5 of them go in and then they audition one at a time. And my job will be taking the 5 of them and saying, okay, here's how this is going to work. Go in, say your name, don't tell them what pieces you're doing, things like that. And the reason why I chose that is because I also get the person to be all like, hey, breathe, it's going to be okay, try to calm them down and everything. So, we'll see if that actually works out and how well I do with that. My teaching assistantship is going to be in both the production office and production studio, as well as arts events, which is kind of the catch-all. So for the production office, I'll be doing basically like I used to do in Karen's office, just, helping with filing and running and being the gopher and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that because it'll help me learn the system and learn how everything works and learn, where everything goes. Also yesterday, after I got home and got settled and everything, I got a text message from one of my fellow first years, Ian, who was having a game night over at his apartment. So I went over there and I hung out with him and 6 other people that I had never met before, which was really great because that means that I now know 6 more people than I knew before. And we played board games like reverse charades, which, by the way, I don't mean to brag. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm trying to remain humble here. But good lord, I am the shit at charades. I am awesome. I had never known that because this was the first time that I had ever played charades before. But anyway, yeah, so who's the guy with 2 thumbs and is awesome at charades? This one right here. So today's auditions for the graduate students, First Act, was fantastic. There are 3 different years for graduate students. So there's first year, second year, third year, and then we saw them in reverse order. So third year's first, second year's second, first year's last. It was really, really interesting just seeing the diverse group of actors and actresses that went up on stage and the obscurity of the pieces that they chose. There are people who did Shakespeare, there are people who did Chekhov, but there were other people who did some really, really obscure pieces from shows and by writers that I have never even heard of, which I guess really doesn't mean a lot, but it means something to me. It's obscure to me. So yeah, I guess that's about it. It was really more informal than it was entertaining, so I hope that's alright. Maybe by next week I'll have some more funny stories and I'll have more time and I won't feel as rushed as I feel right now because now I have to edit, cut, and export all of this in the matter of a few hours because you're only going to be awake for a little while longer. Sorry. But anyway, I'm going to get this done. It's going to be out tonight. I hope everything's going well. I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you on Wednesday.